So you are a free agent. I'm sort of made of questions. Don't even know where to start. Like, at what point did you realize you were no longer going to be with Impact Wrestling? I mean, as of right now, I guess it's possible. Like they say this, they see this interview and they go, "To hell with this. Let's offer him this amount of money, this type of deal." Would that even be possible? And at what point did you know that you'd be leaving Impact Wrestling?
It is something that came up rather quick. I went through that horrendous leg injury. It halted my career and put me at a stop still for almost a year and a half. Hell, I just started feeling like typical Sami Callihan probably 2 months ago. But it was one of those things. We are on extremely good terms. I'm not one to come and say, you know what, screw you, you're a piece of shit, I'm going to bury your company. I would never do that. I don't want to do that because I do love Impact Wrestling. It's one of those things we could not come to an agreement on what I needed to be paid to stay because I believed I offered more than what was really happening. In professional wrestling, I think I'm more than just a professional wrestler at this point. I think I've proven that time and time again. I think my fingertips and my blueprint is all over professional wrestling, not only on the independent scale, on national television scale at this point. And we just could not come to terms. And I think both parties thought we were going to figure out something. So it kind of kept getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. And then when push came to shove, it just didn't work out.
Do you think there's a possibility that they come back at some point and say, you know what, we'll meet those terms, et cetera, et cetera? We have seen, Jordan Grace spent a little bit of time away and she came back. We have seen others sort of do that. I know there are some instances where they want to reach terms before you can even hit free agency, like with Moose, like they got him wrapped up pretty quickly. But we've also already heard that, Jon Moxley probably pushing for you within AEW. So there's a lot of wheels possibly in motion right now that you would likely have to weigh in a situation like that.
100%. I'm at a point in my career. It's not like I'm this young upstart just fiending for a contract at this point. It's one of those things with Impact. I think it really did get pushed to the last minute because I don't think as many people knew my contract was coming up like it did. Because my contract was supposed to end last December, and because my leg got, we have talked about this before. I was supposed to be out of my contract December 30th of last year, and I broke my leg. And like any contract, I got time tacked onto that, and I don't even think I kept extremely good track of it. It was like, yo, my contract's coming up, until it got.
I dig about that all the time. So I'm asking all the time, asking anybody, everybody that I can. And there were a lot of people like nobody knew your deal was coming up.
No, people kept asking me. And I think I just put it so far back into my brain. I don't think I even realized how close it was to coming up. And it's one of those things like, look, tomato, whatever happens. Like professional wrestling is professional wrestling. There's no hard feelings. But I know I'm extremely motivated right now. And as you said, people's pushing for me in one company and other companies. There are people pushing for me in a lot of companies right now because I do have that reputation with certain people in the business because I'm never one to be like, oh, I helped this guy or help this guy or help this guy.
Sure.
I truly do say this, and it's not just me blowing smoke up people's ass. My blueprints and my fingerprints are all over professional wrestling to the point I don't even think people understand or really know that that's the case.